Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and yes, I still have twinkle lights. Just like last year, I love them so much in the background that I don't want to get rid of them. Anyways, in this video, we are going to go through what was my beauty expenses for last year. In 2019, I went through a phase of trying to do a low buy from the beginning of the year. I failed miserably in the beginning of the year, and slowly I actually managed to rein it in and only buy things that I found more interesting. And I think it was a process, and as a process it worked for me. So overall, in this low buy year that I did, trying to stick to a budget, trying to buy less, it went really as a roller coaster. And I found it very interesting to write down everything I bought and how much I spent. I also wrote down all my empties and the value of those, just like I did the year before in 2018 for my reverse rouge. And I also added in the items that I sold and how much money I made on YouTube and via the affiliate links that are often in the description box. Spoiler alert, not much at all. I'm a small channel. I don't make much money off of this. This is purely my hobby, but everything helps. So every little bit that I can earn via you guys using my affiliate links or via the AdSense revenue of my videos, that helps with just making my budget less heavy on overall. I don't know. I have to add here that I am not in any form of financial problems. I don't have debt. I don't have problems with the money that I spend on my makeup. It's my choice. I have it. I am putting part of my salary in savings, and a little part I put into a hobby account, and that hobby account is what I use to buy makeup, clothes that are not like necessities, so stuff that are that I want and I stress or something, that goes in from the hobby account. So that is a little bit how I structure my life and my expenses. So this amount of money is what I am comfortable with, and yes, it could be less, and that is the idea for of this 2019 project, and the 2020 project is to reduce the amount of money I spend and the amount of things that I buy, because I have enough. And every time I go through a declutter, I'm like, how did it get so bad that I'm like getting rid of stuff? It's because I am buying on impulse, or I am buying on hype and not buying on things that I know I'm gonna love. And part of it, of course, is trial and error, seeing what works. And it's part of it is also I'm an enthusiast and I have a YouTube channel, so I like to try new releases. But I think overall, I should just rein it down a little bit. That's all. So what I have been doing is keeping a Excel sheet, as I said, with my empties and my purchases and my sold items. And so, starting from the amount spent. For my budget for 2019, I wanted at the beginning of the year to spend 200 euros a month max on my beauty purchases. At the beginning of the year, I spent way more, and I think I made a chart out of it because #science. But up to, let's say, July, I spent more than that. In May I spent less, but in every other month I spent more. And after July, actually, I always spent less than that. And the total for the year was actually 2,520 euros spent, which is just a little bit over what the 2,400 that would have been if I would have stuck to my budget. So actually, from the ridiculous outburst of purchases that I did in, what was it? May was ridiculous, in March was ridiculous, January, February were a little bit over, but March and April and June were all way above the budget. So overall, I'm actually happy that I managed to even it out, and I'm more surprised than anything to have spent kind of around what my budget for the year was gonna be. I'm happy about that. Even happier about that is and I am even happier about the trend, the fact that I am reducing the amount of money that I spend on makeup in the last few months. I am way below my my budget. And I think that is, yeah, important and good, and just good for me personally, that I am starting to spend less on the beauty side. Moving on to the empties, I am very happy that this year again I managed to use up 1,000 euros and 90 cents, like to the dot, of products. And these are all the products that I would put in my purchases. I also put in my in my empties. And yeah, there's a lot of skincare mainly. I finish very little makeup because I have a lot of it. What I do finish is the products that are part of my project pan, so that those are in there as well, I hope. Actually, I am missing the Estee Lauder Double Wear Light in here. For sure, I see it now that I finished it in October, November. It's not on here. So I'm gonna add that in, and that will give me another 35, 36 euros, I think. Let me, Estee Lauder. And then on the sold side, I managed to either sell or make money, like money that came in, for 660 euros. So that also helped. And as I said, that this is partly my affiliates income and partly me selling makeup via my declutters. And yeah, I think that went okay. I am very happy that I managed to also get rid of some of the, and get back some of the expenses that I made. So overall, let's say I am quite pleased. I still made more expenses than I finished or sold. So that is still like a difference that I'd like to shorten, as well as I would like to reduce the amount of makeup that I buy. I would also like in this video to set the new goals for 2020, and that I think would be to spend less than 2,000 euros in the year. That would be reducing by 20% of the budget that I used this year. And keeping, of course, empties will be probably the same. And I'm gonna see if I can sell any more makeup. That will probably reduce, but that's part of the idea of having less makeup, then you also don't sell as much. Even though there's a huge pile of decluttered items that I am going to try to find a home for. Some things can be sold, some things I just want to gift. And I'm actually toying with the idea of making boxes and just sending them out to anyone who wants to pay for the shipping. I'm gonna see what I can do with those, but regardless of that, I would like to indeed try to keep my expenditures to less than less than 2,000 euros this year. I also have a few rules, and these are due to the fact that I've decluttered, I've seen how much stuff I have in my collection, what is staying, and I would like to pay some limits. So for example, I will allow myself to buy one tinted moisturizer. I am out. I need something for the summer. I know I love tinted moisturizers in the summer, whereas in winter I can wear foundation on a daily basis and it doesn't bother me. In the summer it's just too warm, and I know I want a tinted moisturizer, and I have finished all of my tinted moisturizers. So I'm gonna buy a new tinted moisturizer, but one. No new highlighters, that's gonna be hard. No new concealers, because I have to finish the ones that I have. No new foundations, because I have to finish the ones that I have. I have 3 full-size foundations and 1 mini, that I want to go through this year. So no new foundation, no new powders. I am submersed by powders, loose powders, pressed powders, backups. I have a ton. And no face primers, but that is because I don't use them. So there's no point in buying them. I also have not bought any this year, so I don't worry about that too much. But definitely the categories above, what I did buy this year that I shouldn't have probably, but that ended up being so good, were the Nabla highlighters, the ones that were released. I think concealer and foundation wise, I also didn't buy anything this year that I can remember. So that also would have worked out as well. And that leaves me with lipsticks, blushes, and eyeshadows pretty much. Eye pencils, maybe. These are categories in which I will allow myself to buy things because, as I always mention, I love color, and I love trying new stuff. I also am very happy with the bronzers that I have, but since my husband is going to the US, I am planning for him to purchase the Milk bronzer for me. So I'm gonna allow myself that one, but no more bronzers than for the rest of the year. So that is a little bit the situation. I haven't added limitations to, for example, mascaras, eye primers, because those are things that I don't just buy. I actually managed to work that out of my system this year in a way that I am only using one primer at a time, and oh, and I forgot, no brow products this year either, because I have yet to finish my never-ending Nabla brow pot. So that is a little bit the idea for this year's project, and kind of rein it in. There is no goal for skincare because, I don't know, I feel like I have it under control until some sales come on. Like, I have trouble with sales from The Ordinary, for example, because then I buy backups. My shelves are full, so I don't see myself buying a lot of skincare this year, except for repurchasing my favorites, like my Paula's Choice 2% BHA liquid and my SPF 30 by Paula's Choice. So I am going to leave the skincare open. It will enter in my budget, so if I spend money on skincare, it will go in, just like it did last year, and I'm gonna try to do that. So reduce 20% my expenditure, and not buy unnecessary category items from categories that I have still stuff to finish. Those categories are also the ones that are gonna end up in my project pan, similarly to last year, but that we're going to have a separate video about. And yeah, let me know down below what your goals financially for beauty, that is. I don't want to pry into your personal life. And I just want to know, what are you going to set yourself as a goal, if you are at all? If you're doing a no buy, if you're doing a low buy. I think for me it's a process, so I'm happy I went through the bump of the beginning of last year of spending too much, and then it's actually naturally becoming less. And this natural, it's a bit like losing weight. You need to have internal motivation to keep it off, and I find that restricting my purchases in general doesn't work for me. It just makes me feel uncomfortable, and it's my life. I don't see, I'm not in trouble that I really need to do that. So I like to enjoy and buy what I want, but with a little bit of a limit, a range held, I think. And I think I'm learning that very gradually, and I think that's the best way to go about these things. So yeah, that was the video for you guys. Let me know down below what your thoughts are. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel to hang out also through all 2020. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!